この月下で全てを照らさん。ガルか。
Yo gamers, what is up? It is your boy Golden. Wow, I messed up the intro. Whatever, we're gonna go with it. So this video is going to be a bit weird in comparison to my other videos, as I'm going to be talking about Jingliu and how she very casually zero cycles Memory of Chaos, right? Now, for the record, you're watching this video by the time the Memory of Chaos has changed. I'm doing the recording after the fact. This is going to be of the last Memory of Chaos cycle with the Warp Trotters and everything. I believe the current one has the Swarm creatures in it, so that is great. But basically, you can see here is that the team is pretty free-to-play friendly team, being that it has Pella, Tingyun, Luocha, and Jingliu. Now, in this footage, I actually am using Jingliu's signature light cone, which is not the most accessible for free-to-plays, but it's something that I got, and again, I am free-to-play, so it is within the bounds, although this team does include 5 stars. So you can see that, or sorry, 3 5 stars. You can see that I go with the ult on the small ally there, right? That is for multiple reasons. One, I want to clear him, and I am positive that I can out damage the other one, which I do with a single skill. Now, the reason you bring Tingyun is because Tingyun is actually one of her best buffs, allowing you to get multiple ultimates within a transformation that you will see happen here. After I not reapply the buff, I believe I go for a basic here for some weakness break. Doesn't really matter. But that's the main reason you bring Tingyun. And I would like to mention that actually in this footage, since then I have upgraded my Tingyun. This was recorded a few days ago, and after that I actually upgraded my Tingyun to make her give a stronger buff, right? But Jingliu can pretty much within 2 attacks, so like 2 enhanced skills in her ultimate, can actually take out the both enemies here. Now you see I actually get enough energy after the kill from the Warp Trotter to get my ult back, but I would have gotten it back regardless with my 3-turn Tingyun build, which I find is the better way to run her. He summons his allies, which doesn't really matter, as again, I will survive the attack regardless because of how much HP the other characters have. And I do trigger it just because I feel like triggering it with Luocha, it seems pretty safe, and so I do that. Pella, if you didn't notice, I actually used this skill to apply the increased damage on the guard in comparison to the lady on the left, and that was because I wanted to make sure they both had the most damage down on them that they could do. Using Tingyun's ult, we buff up Jingliu, and we use an ultimate on the one that has the more HP, being the one on the left, so we can do the most damage to that. Almost kills them, and then I proceed to attack the guard in the middle, and this finishes the run. Pretty easy and casual clear, especially if you have the light cone. I'm not sure if it's obtainable without the light cone, but she is incredibly strong, as you can tell, and yeah, there it is. Ignoring the footage, that was just me doing recordings as I did some of this during the live stream. The problem that she actually has with the second phase, and moving on, I know I'm going a bit fast and rambly here, is that it's not that it's a weakness against it, is that the enemies are just that tanky. I haven't seen too much of Dan's gameplay on this side, but due to it being a boss and multiple elites, it's much harder for them to kill. And so while Jingliu, I'm certain, could easily, you know, zero cycle the elites, and then probably struggle a little bit on the boss. I actually go for not having Tingyun here, as I kind of need her for the first half because my account isn't fully well built enough. So yeah, you can see still doing some decent damage, but obviously it drops off a lot not having Tingyun to give the personal buff there. And still using Luocha, as he is the best sustain unit on my account currently. So yeah, there's that. There's nothing too special about this side apart from the enemies being extra tanky. I can't get multiple turns in with Pella, so I can't apply the weakness debuff to both of them, only one of them. But that just happens to be, you know, how speed works in this game, right? Nothing too crazy. So you can see here I'm curious about what to do, and so I use the basic on Nuking and then buff up my Jingliu, as the attack boost on anyone else is kind of pointless, and so I just let them have it for that turn, right? Jingliu's ultimate, which is going to do massive damage to both enemies, but not quite kill them. And I'm going to damage them one with higher HP here, and it almost kills both of them, but we have to go on for another turn, which is what it is. But yeah, again, Jingliu is powerful enough where you don't have to really worry about weakness type, just like Dan, you can brute force this, but due to the nature of this fight, it is a bit more difficult to get through, and I'm not sure it was actually possible to zero cycle at E0 or like a free-to-play level. But still, she is incredibly strong, way stronger than most other DPS characters. And so yeah, that clears it. So the thing that's interesting about Yanqing is Yanqing, I'm pretty sure, is resistant to being frozen. I'm not quite sure, I should probably pull that up, but it's not important because I don't think he's in Memory Cast anymore. The one annoying thing with this fight, though, is the unknown element for his swords, and the fact that the swords do a lot of damage. So what you're watching in the footage is actually the second run that I did here, as, again, normally you wouldn't run Yukong, I wouldn't suggest it. Just this happens to be the team setup that my account was able to get through to this side, which I really struggled, as my other team is nowhere near as good as Jingliu. And again, with the additional swords, they don't really do anything here except make it more threatening towards my allies, because they will not be able to survive the swords hitting them too many times. Which you will see I get very close to losing in the middle and towards the end, as Yanqing really wants to hit Luocha and Yukong a lot with his swords. Not sure why, just happens to be how it turned out. But we did, spoilers, I did end up winning, otherwise I wouldn't have shown this video. Right there you can see that Jingliu actually got pretty low, unfortunately, but not much to worry about as she will be attacking, healing up. There is a couple of times where I intentionally use ultimates outside of their intended rotation, just so that I stay alive, like get enough HP to actually survive any hits that would have come towards my way, right? As if I took too many hits before he goes, I definitely would have died, like here, right? Using Luocha's ult in the middle of his field uptime. This was just so that in case Jingliu got hit, I wouldn't die. Pella gets real close to death there, so again, I planned for that. I don't remember if I skill or not. I did not, right? Because of the auto skill, of course, right? Full heal. And so I use Yukong's ult here to get another big damage turn in for Jingliu to do a massive amount of HP damage to Yanqing and body him like he does in everything in this game, right? Again, pretty solid damage, but not as good as if I was running Jingliu. Reprocking Pella's stuff because this team is very skill point efficient, so I can keep the uptime up on her A4, which I do have. Again, I would say it's probably possible to zero cycle the first half without Pella's A4. I just, at the time, was not running a strong enough build on my Team Yun, right? But I do believe it is possible. You see more big damage on Yanqing. And then this is about the point, I believe, where I get really low as he does his special attack on us. Yeah. Again, almost die across the board. Use Pella's ult to get another attack in for some big healing. Again, very important. I go for the basic here, which was interesting, but worthwhile as I didn't die. And here I'm debating whether or not Yukong might die to low HP. And then he brings up all the swords. There's a series of attacks. Luocha does the auto cast. And then he does this, which gets Yukong incredibly low again. Pella is almost about to die, but I use her ultimate to keep her alive. Reapply the debuff. And finish it off with Yukong's ultimate as Yanqing is plenty low already. So yeah, pretty good run. Jingliu is definitely very strong. I do think she is worth something for overall. Just to sort of, I guess, talk about the unit more. She's tied with first place best DPS in the game, without question. And yeah, pretty much that. Nothing too special about these runs, nothing too fancy. So yeah, in the clip now, right, this footage is going to be what you saw at the beginning with the 600k hit. Now, reminder, I could do more damage now if I went and recorded this again, as I upgraded my Jingliu build. But in this footage here, we use memory of it's the funny stage 6 on the whatever the Zanlofu location. You know what I'm talking about, the Forgotten Hall stage, right? Where if you clear the debuffs, you get a damage percent bonus. This one again is nice for nuking, as these guys right here provide defense down, right? The little fish dudes. And so we use that to debuff the boss by getting 3 kills to get 90% defense down. And then Jingliu's light cone does the remaining 10%. So they essentially have 0 defense when attacking, and that can allow me to do some massive damage. Now getting there is a little bit difficult, as they do a decent amount of damage to my characters. And so I just slowly, in the first phase, build up the buff so that I don't have to worry about building it up in the second phase. Right? The second phase does get a little bit annoying at times, as I have to worry about the boss, who can potentially just completely kill my characters, which did actually happen in one of the runs. I believe it happened in the run that was actually in the beginning clip, and I had to go and redo this fight with what you're watching now to hopefully get a more appealing run. And actually get a full run so you guys can see what the character can do, right? Which I thought was pretty interesting, just to see Nuke. I seen some other channels actually showcase here, and so I thought I might as well too. And yeah, I don't have much more to say about this. I think she's definitely worth it. Very fun character. And yeah, I'll let the footage play out. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Like, follow, subscribe. If you want to see more about Honkai Star Rail, please check me out on Twitch, all that stuff. You guys know what to do. I've been Gold Demon, and I'll see you next time.
天使を授けん。この体に治療はいらぬ。客をもてなさないと。和をもって尊しとなす。お別れの時。もうじゃ再臨。身にまとわりつけ、私は死んでない。厄介を避け。この体に治療はいらぬ。矢はつがえた。現今の力。生死の変化。大したことないわ。もうじゃ再臨。天使を授けん。この体に治療はいらぬ。沈黙よ。話し合い巻きつける。いい度胸だね。厄介を避け。身にまとわりつけ。先導。大丈夫、問題はない。支障ない。話したことないわ。もうじゃ再臨。和をもって尊しとなす。はっ。這い上がれ。 造化は心にあり。
お別れの時、天使を授けん。
その命は
大丈夫、問題はない。
支障ない。
厄介を避け。
この体に治療はいらぬ。
大したことないわ。
もうじゃ再臨。
闘志は消えない。
聞けば見逃そう。月光を剣とす。千の珍奇を持って一心同期。
風が吹き、運営はとどまる。この一矢で十分。
諸悪退散。この月下で止まってはならん。すべてを照らさん。巻きつけ。
大丈夫、問題はない。叶わないというのか。
話し合いましょう。
闘志は消えない。天をつく。
逃げられぬぞ。